Nick, that's a nice sweater. Where'd you get that?
Then Christian from the nutrition, she just gave me the sweater to put on for like ugly sweater day and stuff. So just Christmas festives.
It's a nice sweater. I do like it myself. What's the season been like for you? I'm sure it's probably been a little bit hectic at times.
Yeah, the season was crazy. Coming in as a freshman, I had an idea I was going to play and stuff. I was doing Zooms with Coach Gray and stuff, and before I came in, so I was really confident in like coming up here and knowing the plays and stuff. So when the season started, I knew I was going to play, but I wasn't really expecting to start. So that first game when I came in, it's just like clockwork. Coming from high school and stuff, I always had confidence. So coming in, I still had the same confidence. So it just ran like clockwork.
Yeah, Nick, kind of going off of that, I know this is a secondary that, kind of likes to play fast is what, kind of a lot of them say. So, what about, I guess, that style do you like, and how do you feel like you're able to, kind of excel in that way?
The secondary play here, what Coach Gray teaches us to be aggressive and stuff, I feel like he feels like we can play with any team, man to man. He feels real confident in our technique and stuff. So that allowing him to play fast and stuff. I know I can cover receivers and stuff. I can run fast. I can move. I got good hips and stuff. So he knows what I can do and stuff. So I feel like him having confidence in us makes me play better and excels us as a group.
Hey, Nick, how cool was it, your first year to be heading down to the Gator Bowl, playing on national TV, starting against a national brand like Notre Dame?
It's crazy. When I was younger and stuff, I used to like watch bowl games with my dad after the season and stuff. So actually playing in one is insane. And Notre Dame is a big school, big brand and stuff. So it's gonna be a great game and a great time.
Nick, you've had to face him in practice all year. What have you seen from Juice Wells, and what do you remember about the last play at Clemson where he got that first down?
Juice, he's an electric receiver, man. He can make plays. He has great hands. He's probably like a guy, when you step up and line up against him, you have to be on your P's and Q's and stuff. And so that last play against Clemson, no one had any worries when, they said give it to Juice in the huddle and stuff. Everybody was pretty confident in Juice to make that play. So he made the play. We weren't surprised. We were just excited that the game was over.
Nick, a lot of the fellow freshmen that you came in with are going to have to play a lot in this bowl game. Who are some guys that we might not have talked a lot about during the season that come bowl game we're going to be talking a lot about and have a chance to play well?
We do have a little bit of a young group, me and DQ, coming up playing throughout the season and stuff. But a lot of guys, we're going to just step up into the role. We got Cam and Rusher gone, but, it's pretty even across the board, so we're all going to step up and make plays.
Marcellus said he thought over the course of the season your coverage ability really came along. Where would you say your area of growth came along the best from game one until the end of the season?
I would say coverage too and stuff. In high school I was always a great tackler. In high school I was real versatile. They had me playing nickel, linebacker, sometimes rushing off the edge, safety when it was a passing situation. So coming into college, I just had to like buckle down and like pick and choose. So I say my coverage got better as the season went on and stuff. So that's why I say, and it's going to continue to get better.
Kind of sticking with the Clemson theme, you had the fumble recovery on that muff punt. What do you remember about that play, and kind of how much pride do you take in being on that special teams unit with Coach Lembo?
Coach Lembo's a great coach and stuff, so he was telling us to, when we go down there, front up the ball and stuff and just race to the ball. So when you're around the ball, good things happen and stuff. So when I seen the ball pop out, I just jumped on it. It was not even like I was thinking twice. I just jumped on the ball and stuff. So when I knew I had the ball, I knew the game was over then. So when I got up and ran down the field, and I was excited and stuff. So.
Taking you back to your first start as a freshman, going into that game, what were you most concerned about? What made you nervous, if anything? And what was the one thing you were saying, I can't mess this up, especially?
Actually the first game, I wasn't even nervous at all. Like, surprisingly, like, I went in there, it was just like clockwork. I wasn't even thinking. I was just about doing my job and stuff, playing fast, playing physical. It was like what made me nervous was probably the crowd. Like, I haven't played in a crowd like that big, so the crowd, anything was just so electric. And so, it's actually giving me juice, but that's probably the only thing I was thinking about. The crowd is big. I wasn't catching myself looking in the stands. I was just so focused on the field and playing the game, and it was just fun. So
That first game when you came in that first drive, I guess it was the fourth down play right there on the goal line.
Yes, sir.
What do you remember about that play? What can you share about kind of that moment leading up to it and all that?
When I went in on I remember I seen the running back coming through, but I was just playing it patient. I didn't want to run through a gap, and he ended up bouncing out. So I was thinking about, if you see on the clip, I was thinking about going through the gap, but I was kind of like hobbling around and waiting. So when I finally seen him emerge and the gap open, I just ran through it, and it was a clean tackle, and I pulled him back. So it was just a smart play. I was thinking,
And going back to the fumble recovery against Clemson, and obviously Antonio was a returner. Do you have much of a relationship with him at all? I know y'all are obviously high school rivals, but what's it been like since that particular play?
We do have a little relationship. High school, he was Dust Fork, and I was just saying, like, the Clemson game was so big because it was like to me, it's kind of like an Irmo versus Dust Fork kind of game to me. So back home, it's always big like that. So, me and Tony, we played 7-on-7 in high school a little bit, and after the game, I came up to him, dapped him up, said, and I texted him after the game. It was like, we're gonna, it's like a rivalry back and forth. I'll see you next year and stuff. He was like, yeah, keep his head up and stuff. He was a great player. I think he led the team in receptions or something, or he was like number one receiver on Clemson and stuff as a freshman. So that's pretty big and stuff. So, it's going to continue to be a rivalry, and I'm excited about it. But he's a great player.
Yeah, Nick. Marcellus Dowell's, I guess, a guy that's pretty experienced at this point, and you see him in practice, you see him in games and things like that. Just what do you observe about his game that kind of allows him? I believe he led the team in interceptions this year. Just what do you observe about his game that maybe you kind of learn from?
One thing about Sell, he may not be the biggest corner or nothing about that, but he's always locked in, and his technique is always on point. In film, he's always like ahead of Coach Grant and stuff. Sometimes he'll call out the play before it happens and stuff. So Sell's always locked in mentally, and his technique is flawless and stuff. So watching Sell, doing stuff, I'll probably try to like copy or imitate what he does and stuff, and go up to him, ask questions and stuff. So Sell's, he's a great leader, and he's a great player.
Yeah, just one more quick one for you. I know obviously you talked about it a little bit, but you did have to, kind of make a big, I guess, contribution early on. Do you feel like you had a, I guess, quote unquote, like welcome to the league moment at any point or anything like that?
I was pretty confident playing every game. My welcome to the league moment was probably maybe week 2 or week 3 against Georgia. I think week 2 when I seen KJ run down the middle, and I wasn't even thinking, but I kind of went head up with him. A lot of people tell me to chop his. He's a big quarterback, so chop his legs and stuff. But I wasn't even thinking like that. I was just coming straight up, and I was like, that was a big boy player right there. So I kind of say that in my mind. And probably week 3, going against like Georgia, they have big tight ends, number 0 and stuff. Brock, big tight ends and stuff. So seeing that how the SEC is kind of real big, so the SEC is big boy ball and stuff. So seeing that kind of like opened my eyes, like wow, I'm not the only big guy out here and stuff. So that was probably my NFL moment. Thank y'all.